This video was made possible by the EA Game Changers program. Hi everyone, it's Chrissie and welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another Sims 4 Cottage Living Early Access speed build. So yes, we're back with another early access speed build, and this build is actually the second to last build that I've got to share with you guys that I've recorded, with my super early access. But yeah, so this one is going to be a little bit different from any of the others that we've done so far. This one isn't a cottage, it's actually a converted barn. So the main structure, the main rectangle structure of this build is supposed to be like the old barn. And then those two little bump outs that you will see, one at the front and one on the side, they're actually supposed to be like more modern additions that whoever lives here has added onto it. So the first bump out, the one that's kind of like at the front of the lot, that one is going to end up being the kitchen, and the other one is going to end up being the master bedroom. And then we also have a little bit of a skylight up the top that lets in some really nice light to the first floor. And it also adds some really nice light and allowed me to add windows upstairs to the hallway bit. So yeah, that's basically this house. There's actually 3 bedrooms. So we have the master bedroom downstairs with a master bathroom. We have 2 bedrooms upstairs with another bathroom, so like a family bathroom. And then downstairs there's actually a half bathroom as well. So it's a 3 bedroom, 2.5 bathroom house. And yeah, it's actually a family house for a change. I haven't done too many of these family house builds with this pack so far, because most of the builds that I did for early access were all a little bit smaller, more like cottage, more like for just one sim or stuff like that. And then I did this family build, I did the big family farmhouse, and then I also did a family starter as well. That was actually the video that went up yesterday. But yeah, so this is basically that build. First off, before I get too much further into this video, I do just want to say that this was recorded on a pre-release, early access, unfinished version of the game. So that's why you will see my gallery ID floating around the screen. And that also meant that because it is an unfinished version of the game, everything that you see is subject to change. So yeah, that's just a few disclaimers that I have to give. And then another disclaimer that's a little bit more real life related is the fact that I am recording this voiceover on the same night as I did the previous one, so the previous build voiceover. And I'm doing both of these on a day that my TMJ joint decided to act up again. So yeah, talking really isn't the easiest thing. I haven't done much of it throughout the day, and I'm just doing these 2 voiceovers and then probably taking some pain meds and going to bed, because yeah, talking really isn't all that easy, and that's probably why I might mispronounce things a little bit more than I regularly would. I mean, usually I kind of suck at pronunciation and stuff like that, but yeah, when my TMJ joint is acting up, it makes talking and pronouncing particular words very hard. So yeah, if I mispronounce things a little bit more than usual, if my accent is a little bit stronger than it usually is, then that would be why. And that's also why I might stumble over my words a little bit more often than I usually would, because I do have to take more pauses throughout speaking, more so than I usually would. So yeah, that's just a quick little thing that I wanted to throw out there. And then also, like with the previous voiceover, I'm recording this with my dog in the room. He's asleep behind me on the bed. He's actually fast asleep, so hopefully he won't move around or make too much noise. But he is a snorer, so he does snore quite loudly, and if you guys hear anything like that in the background, there isn't a weird gremlin living in my room. It's just my dog being loud as usual. So yeah, just bear with me with that. But yeah, so that's all of the disclaimers that I wanted to mention and everything like that. So let's get back to the build. But yeah, you will see me work on the outside first. So I get the general shape of it done. I get the detailing on the house done, and then just the general shape of the fence that I want to put around. I'm using these debug fences again because, I mean, we did get 3 new fences in the actual build by menu, but we also got a bunch of really awesome fences in the debug menu. And honestly, I like the debug fences a little bit more. especially for builds like this one where it's like out in the countryside, and you know, you'd expect to see a more like old-timey looking stone fence when you're like this far out in the countryside. So yeah, that's the fence that I'm using. And I forgot to mention that I'm building this on a 30 by 20 lot. It's built in the Bramblewood area of the world. Now, at this point, if you don't know which areas I'm talking about when I mention all of them, then honestly, there's no hope for you, because I've mentioned them and my world overview in literally like every build that I've done so far. But if you don't know the neighborhoods that I'm talking about, if you don't recognize them, then I will leave on the screen a link to my world overview, because yeah, definitely go and check that out. I do end up going over all of the different neighborhoods in Henford on Bagley. I also go through some of the lots. I go through all of the Sims in the world. I go through a lot of the like backstory and lore behind a lot of the lots and everything like that. So yeah, definitely go and check that out. That was a really fun video to record. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. But yeah, so back to the build. Like I said, this part, like one bump out, I guess I should say. I don't know what I was trying to say there. But yeah, that part of the build is going to be the master bedroom. We have the master bathroom. And this build did end up taking me quite a while to finish. So I did have to cut a few things out to just not make it too long. So I only ended up showing you guys me furnishing the master bathroom, the half bathroom, and the family bathroom. I actually just did off camera. And I think that's everything that I cut out. I don't think I cut out too much else of the build. I might have cut out a little bit of cluttering that I did in the kitchen, but obviously you'll see that as we go through the rest of the build, and you know, you'll also see that in all of the screenshots at the end. And yeah, so the upstairs bedrooms I actually furnished to be for a teenager and a child. I didn't really think about their genders or anything like that, or like specific personality traits or anything. I kind of just built it for those two age groups, but obviously you could have, you know, whatever Sims live here that you wanted to have live here, and that would be totally fine. And yeah, so speaking of having your Sims live here, obviously these builds won't be up on the gallery just yet, because I was building them on a like unfinished build of the game, so we didn't even have access to like the gallery feature or anything like that, so I wasn't able to upload them or anything. But I did end up saving my save files that I built them in, and once I get access to the game again, I will be putting those save files in my game, seeing if they work. I'm hoping that they do. They should work. I mean, in the past, for everyone else that has gotten this like super early access in the past, all of their save files usually ended up working, so I'm hoping that this time they'll work as well. But yeah, if they end up working, I will be able to put them up on the gallery for you guys so that you can download them. Because, you know, all of these builds are just base game and cottage living. So they're a lot more easily accessible than a lot of my other builds usually would be. Because usually I do end up building with like all of the packs or a vast majority of the packs. So having some nice like different pack restricted builds is something that I'm really hoping to like be able to upload to the gallery. But yeah, so once I get access to the pack, I will upload all of these builds to the gallery. I'll also update all of the descriptions in the builds to all of these like descriptions for the build videos. I'll update all of them to include the gallery link, the online gallery website link. I'll probably also do a like community tab post, just letting you all know that, you know, everything is up on the gallery if you want to download it. And then the save files I will be uploading for channel members as well, to the like member community tab type thing on my channel. But yeah, I will be doing that for channel members as well, if you want to grab the tray files and not go through all of like the hassle of, you know, the gallery and all of that stuff. But yeah, so that's basically the whole like gallery thing that I wanted to talk about. And then there was something else that I wanted to mention before I got off on a tangent. But yeah, oh yeah, the fact that the island counter that I ended up putting in the kitchen, I did end up putting 3 bar stools around it. Now, they're just decorative because I didn't actually end up using actual like bar counters. I ended up just using regular counters and then just making it look like it's a fake island, so your Sims won't actually be able to use those bar stools, but they look good. They added a nice bit of like realism to the build, which I quite enjoyed. And then the dining room is actually right as you walk into the house, so it's like right by the front door. And then that big open area by the fireplace is actually going to be the living room space. And I also add a desk into the corner as well, a like built-in L-shaped desk, which I really enjoyed working on. But yeah, so I really enjoyed this whole build overall actually. It was quite a nice like refreshing break from all of the other cottages that I was building at the time, because this one is very different, not only in the fact that it's not really a cottage, but it's also a lot more modern than any of the other builds that I did. So yeah, this one I definitely tried to go for a lot more of a modern look. So there's mostly just black and white furniture, and then I obviously used a lot of like red pops of color in the build as well. And I was really pleasantly surprised to find that most of the build items actually did come in a solid black and a solid white swatch, which is really nice. It makes them a lot more versatile, personally, I think, because, you know, having just a white swatch or a black swatch is something that you can pair with any other color. And it also makes it work a lot better for more modern builds, because, you know, whenever I think of a black and white interior, I immediately think modern. Now, I know this isn't a color scheme that's, you know, specific to modern or contemporary builds or styles or whatever. I know that, but in the game, whenever I think black and white color scheme, I immediately think modern or contemporary build. I never think, you know, little cottage in the woods, or even usually, I don't even think usually of a like family home when I think black and white interiors. So yeah, this was something that I was really like enjoying from all of the color swatches of all of the items. But yeah, there we have that little desk area, and I tried not to clutter up the house as much as I usually would. Partly because I only had access to the base game and Cottage Living, and a lot of the clutter items that I tend to gravitate towards whenever I build are from packs like, you know, Parenthood, like, I don't know what the other packs are that I'm thinking about, but there's a ton of packs that come with like really great clutter, which obviously I didn't have when I was doing this build. But also because I was trying to go for something a little bit more modern and contemporary, I didn't want to clutter it up too much. But I still wanted to use a bunch of the new items. So I tried to find a like nice balance between the two. And then we're moving upstairs to just the hallway area. We have a nice like open, I guess, mezzanine type thing, like double story staircase type thing. That's a little bit more open to just like use a little bit of the space. I didn't really want to fit in another bedroom upstairs, and I kind of enjoyed, you know, having the open area by the staircase. And then we have the 2 kids rooms upstairs. And yeah, I thought we were going to move on to the kids rooms, but apparently not. Apparently I forgot to do the master bedroom first, so we're doing that one first. And yeah, trying to figure out the layout for this bedroom was a little bit of a pain in the butt, because I wanted the bed to be at the end of the room in front of the big window. But then I also had like these 3 big glass windows on either side of the room, and the 2 doors, like one leading into the bedroom and one leading into the bathroom. And because of that, I was struggling really hard to try and find a proper space for a dresser. So I ended up going with that small, like tiny skinny one that we have in the base game that was actually added, like, I don't know, a few months ago by now in one of the base game updates. That dresser was actually made by Peacemaker. And yeah, we have that dresser, and then in the other corner I ended up just going for some plants and having a mirror in the middle and some chairs and stuff like that. It's very simple. There's not much in the room, but everything is functional. Your Sims can get everywhere, and yeah, I think the majority of this house probably is functional as well. I didn't playtest all of it. I really don't playtest my builds all that much. That's something that, yeah, I should probably get better at doing. But yeah, everything should be functional. I mean, I didn't use like too many items. Like I said, I didn't use too many clutter items. So all of like the big things that your Sims like would need to access should be totally fine. But yeah, upstairs we have, like I said, we have a kid's bedroom, and then we also have a teenager's bedroom. And they both like continue on with the red, black and white color scheme that I had throughout the rest of the house. I didn't want the kids' rooms to stand out too much, so yeah, I did go with the like color scheme that I had throughout the rest of the house. So if you end up playing in this, you might want to change up the colors a little bit, obviously, to make it be a little bit more like kid friendly, if that's something that you wanted to do. But yeah, I think I also ended up using that like big mural art piece on the kids' bedroom wall. I think I kept that in this build. So yeah, it has some pops of color in it. And then the teenager, I just went full on, like, I don't know, I think I went for a more musical kind of vibe for this teenager. I don't really know. Like I said, I've done so many builds with this pack, or like so many early access builds. I think I did 9 different builds, and this is the 8th one that I did. I mean, I don't think it was the 8th one that I did. I think it's just like the 8th one that I'm sharing. But yeah, I did so many builds basically, and I've done so many voiceovers and things like that over the past like week and a half, that I honestly cannot remember what I did in any of these builds. So I'm literally just watching it back as I'm doing the voiceover and remembering things like as I'm watching it. So yeah, that's why I might be all over the place in a lot of these voiceovers. But you know what? That's fine. We're just going to ignore that. You're here for the build anyway, not my commentary, so I don't think it really matters. But yeah, so I think the interior is done now. I don't think I ended up going back to it at any point. But now we're just moving on to the exterior, to the landscaping. Again, I'm using a ton of debug landscaping because, yeah, we got a bunch of really awesome new plants and stuff in the debug menu that we don't have in the regular build by menu. And yeah, I'm just going all out with all of the landscaping. I don't really add too many like animal things to this build, or too many like gardening things. I think I might have added 1 planter box, but I don't think I did. I honestly don't think I added a planter box anywhere in this build. But I did end up adding in a chicken coop. So yeah, they do have a little chicken coop, and then just a table outside, not outstairs, what the hell? Outstairs isn't a word. But yeah, they have a table outside, and then I do think I ended up putting a grill on the like little front patio bit. And yeah, I think that's basically everything. I didn't really think I put too much like activity wise in the garden, mostly just flowers, and then there's a bunch of open space as well. So if you wanted to put in some planter boxes, or you know, maybe a monkey bar, like monkey jungle gym thing for the kids or something, or if you have seasons and you wanted to add maybe a swing set or something like that, that could go really, really well in this build as well. I think I missed having a swing set a lot when I was doing a lot of these builds. I would have loved to include a like swing set in like the family home that I did, the like big farmhouse that I did. Even in this one as well, a swing set could have looked really, really great. So if you do have seasons, I would highly recommend adding in a swing set somewhere in the front yard. There's a lot of space, so you should be able to do that easily. But yeah, so that's basically everything about this build that I wanted to tell you guys. The rest of the video is just going to be me adding some clutter, going through the debug, because yeah, I spent a lot of time in the debug menu, like I said. But yeah, so at the end of the day, this build turned out to be almost 140,000 simoleons. So considering that it's only a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bathroom house, and it's only on a 30 by 20 lot, that is incredibly expensive, and I do know that, but it's me, and my builds are usually very expensive. I almost never pay attention to the price of any of my builds, apart from when I'm actively trying to build a like starter home or a budget home or something, which, you know, that doesn't happen all too often. So yeah, my builds are usually very expensive, and I highly recommend that you use the free real estate sheet when you're moving in your Sims. But yeah, with all of that said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give the video a like, and if you're new to the channel and you'd like to see some more Sims content, feel free to hit the subscribe button, and remember to turn on the notification bell as well to be notified of whenever I upload a new video. I hope you're all having an absolutely amazing day and an amazing weekend. And if you wanted to support the channel a little bit extra, you should check out the link in the description or the join button right next to the subscribe button to find out how you can become a channel member, and yeah, support the channel a little bit more that way if it's something that you want to do and you're like capable of doing that. But I hope you're all having a great day, like I said, and I will talk to you in my very next video. Bye everyone.
look at me. I don't know what happened. Guess we weren't meant to be. I know we had problems. I thought we could fix them, but we got tired. There's nothing left to do but to say goodbye and try to move on. I'll get over you, only wish that I knew how to go on. Baby, you and me, we're so messed up together. Even if we tried, we'd be stuck here forever. I don't understand right now how to make it through, but I'll get over you, and it's not like I'm gonna hate you. It's what it is, nothing left that we could do. Even though it hurts right now, we will make it through. I'll get over you. I'll get over you. Back when I met you, we were like fireworks. Thought nothing could break us, but oh how we got burned. Look at us now, we scream, we fight, and no one knows the reason. We're both getting out of line.